Listen to me carefully, not with your ears, with your brain. Right now, as you sit there watching this, you believe you are fully in control of your decisions, your thoughts, your choices, your reactions. You feel rational, you feel independent. You feel like I decide my life. But here is the first uncomfortable truth. You don't. Your mind is not as free as you think. Your emotions are not as stable as you assume. And most of your decisions are not logical, they are psychological. You like to believe that you weigh pros and cons, that you think critically, that you are above influence. But if that were true, marketing wouldn't work. Social media wouldn't addict you, and you would never regret your emotional decisions. Yet you do. And that is exactly why people can be influenced, guided, and yes, manipulated. Not because they are stupid, but because the human mind is wired with predictable weaknesses. Your brain is brilliant, but it is also biased, powerful but fragile, capable of deep logic, yet constantly driven by emotion. And if you understand these weaknesses deeply, you don't just understand others, you understand yourself. This video is not about turning you into a villain. It is about turning you into someone who can see through people, situations, and hidden influence. Because once you see clearly, you cannot be easily controlled again. Let's begin. Why humans are manipulable. So, before we talk about the 18 weaknesses, you must first accept one truth. Human beings are emotional before they are logical. We like to believe we think first. But in reality, we feel first. The feeling comes, then the brain justifies it. You don't buy things because you need them. You buy them because you feel something. You don't fall in love because of logic. You fall because of emotion. You don't get angry because of facts. You get angry because of perceived threat. This is why advertising works. This is why propaganda works. This is why persuasion works. And this is why manipulation works. The mind follows patterns, and patterns can be predicted. Your behavior is not random. It is driven by psychological wiring that evolved for survival, not for modern intelligence. So let's walk through these 18 human weaknesses, not as tricks, but as psychological realities that shape behavior. Each one connects to the next. Each one builds on the last. And by the end, you will never look at people the same way again. Number 1 is the need for approval. At the core of every human being is a simple craving. To be accepted. From childhood, we are conditioned to seek approval from parents, teachers, friends, society. A child who is praised repeats behavior. A child who is criticized changes behavior. Over time, this becomes your internal compass. You start asking, will they like me? Will they judge me? Will I look stupid? Will I be accepted? This creates a weakness. If someone makes you feel accepted, you trust them. If someone makes you feel rejected, you resist them. Understand this, and you understand why people will do things just to be liked. They will laugh at jokes they don't find funny. They will agree with opinions they don't truly believe. They will hide their real thoughts to fit in. Approval is a quiet chain around the human mind. Remember, approval doesn't just control behavior, it shapes identity. Over time, people stop knowing who they really are. They become what others want them to be. And once someone loses their authentic self, they become extremely easy to influence. And this leads directly to the next weakness. Number 2 is the fear of rejection. Because we crave approval, we are terrified of rejection. Rejection doesn't just hurt emotionally. Your brain processes it almost like physical pain. That is why people stay silent in meetings. That is why they don't speak their truth. That is why they tolerate disrespect in relationships. People will change their opinions, hide their true feelings, and even betray themselves just to avoid being excluded. This is why people follow crowds, even when the crowd is wrong. Number 3 of 18 human weaknesses. The power of social proof. Humans look at others to decide how to behave. If everyone is clapping, you clap. If everyone is silent, you stay quiet. If everyone believes something, you are more likely to believe it too. Your brain says, if many people think this, it must be correct. But often, the crowd is wrong, and this makes people incredibly easy to guide. This is why trends spread. This is why fake news spreads. This is why people follow influencers they've never met. Social proof replaces independent thinking. Listen this one carefully. And the number 4 is the desire to belong. Beyond approval is something deeper. The need to belong. We don't just want to be liked, we want to be part of something. A group, a community, a belief system. People will defend political parties, religions, and movements, even when evidence contradicts them. Not because they believe deeply, but because they fear losing belonging. And when you tap into that need, people lower their guard. They stop thinking critically, they start thinking emotionally. And emotional thinking is where influence begins. The authority bias is number 5. If someone looks confident, speaks clearly, or carries a title, your brain assumes they know what they're talking about. Doctor, professor, expert, leader. You don't question them as much. This is why people obey uniforms, follow influencers, and trust experts without verification. Authority feels safe, even when it is not. Number 6 is the reciprocity trap. Here is a subtle but powerful human weakness. If someone does something for you, you feel obligated to return the favor, even if you never asked for it. A gift, a compliment, a small kindness. Suddenly, you feel indebted. This is not logic, this is psychology, and it pulls you deeper into influence. Salespeople use this. Manipulators use this. Even relationships are shaped by this. And true power is giving without expectation. But most people give to gain control later. Now number 7, the fear of loss. Humans hate losing more than they love gaining. If you think you might lose something, money, status, love, opportunity, your emotions take over. You panic, you rush, you make bad decisions. This is why urgency works. This is why limited time works. This is why people stay in toxic relationships. Fear of losing what little they have. Fear moves people faster than logic. Pause for a second, because what comes next is where most people fail to see themselves. The ego trap. The strongest people have quiet egos. The weakest have the loudest. Your ego wants to feel important, intelligent, and respected. If someone flatters your ego, you become open. If someone challenges your ego, you become defensive. People don't like being proven wrong, so they will twist reality rather than admit weakness. Understanding this lets you see why people act the way they do. If this is hitting you a little too personally, good, because the next truth goes even deeper. 9. The curiosity gap. Curiosity can enlighten, but it can also trap you if guided by the wrong hands. Your brain hates unanswered questions. If something feels mysterious, incomplete, or intriguing, you must know more. This is why clickbait works. This is why cliffhangers work. This is why secrets are so powerful. Curiosity pulls people in, often without them even realizing it. Next. 10. The power of storytelling. Remember, whoever controls the narrative controls the mind. Humans don't connect with facts. They connect with stories. A story creates emotion. Emotion creates memory. Memory shapes belief. If you can frame something as a story, people will absorb it deeply, even if it's not entirely true. And once belief is planted, it's hard to remove. So, if this feels uncomfortable, you're paying attention, and the next point is deeper. 11. The familiarity effect. Familiar pain feels safer than unknown change, which is why people stay stuck. People trust what feels familiar. A face they have seen before, a phrase they recognize, a pattern that feels comfortable. Even if something is dangerous, if it feels familiar, people let their guard down. That is why repetition is so powerful. Number 12 out of 18 is confirmation bias. Growth only begins when you are willing to question yourself. Here is one of the most dangerous weaknesses. People don't seek truth, they seek validation. They prefer information that confirms what they already believe and ignore what challenges them. So if you tell them what they want to hear, they will accept it easily, even if it is false. Let's discuss number 13. Emotional contagion. Emotions spread like a virus. If someone speaks with passion, you feel passion. If someone speaks with anger, you feel anger. If someone speaks with calm, you feel calm. People mirror emotions subconsciously. Control the emotional tone, and you influence the room. Your environment shapes your emotions more than you realize. Breathe. What comes next separates the observant from the emotional. 14. Cognitive laziness. The mind prefers comfort over truth, and that is its greatest weakness. Most people don't like thinking deeply. It's tiring. It's uncomfortable. It challenges their beliefs. So they take mental shortcuts. They follow headlines, trends, and surface-level ideas. This makes them predictable, and predictable people are easier to influence. The sunk cost trap. Once people invest time, money, or emotion into something, they struggle to walk away, even if it's bad for them. A bad job, a toxic relationship, a failing project. They think, I've already invested too much to quit, and they stay trapped. Sometimes strength is knowing when to walk away. The power of framing. The same fact can feel completely different depending on how it is presented. 90% success rate sounds amazing. 10% failure rate sounds risky. Same reality, different emotional response. Whoever controls the framing controls perception. Let's discuss the habit loop. Break your habits, and you break control over you. Humans are creatures of habit. We repeat behaviors without questioning them. Wake up, scroll, work, repeat. If something fits into our routine, we accept it easily. Change threatens us. And this keeps people stuck in patterns, often manipulated by systems they don't even see. If you're still listening this closely, it means your mind is already changing. 18. The deepest weakness, the need for certainty. At the very core of all these weaknesses is one final truth. Humans crave certainty in an uncertain world. We want clear answers, clear leaders, clear rules, clear meaning. And when someone provides that certainty, even falsely, people cling to it, because uncertainty feels painful. The wisest people are comfortable with uncertainty. The weakest demand certainty. Now step back and see the full picture. Approval leads to fear of rejection. Fear of rejection leads to social conformity. Social conformity feeds the need to belong. Belonging makes authority more powerful. Authority combined with reciprocity creates obligation. Obligation mixed with fear of loss controls decisions. Ego shapes reactions. Curiosity pulls people in. Stories shape belief. Familiarity builds trust. Confirmation bias locks in perspectives. Emotions spread influence. Cognitive laziness prevents critical thinking. Sunk cost keeps people stuck. Framing shapes reality. Habits maintain control. And the need for certainty keeps people searching for someone to follow. This is not chaos. This is psychology. A silent system that runs inside every human mind, including yours. You are not immune. No one is. Even watching this video, your emotions, curiosity, and desire to understand are guiding you. But here is the difference now. You are aware, and awareness is power. Not power to control others, but power to see through manipulation. Power to question instead of blindly follow. Power to think instead of react. Power to choose instead of being programmed. Most people will never reach this level of awareness but you. If you've made it this far, you are not most people. And that is the real psychological harsh truth. If you want to see the world as it truly is, and not how they want you to see it, subscribe now. Knowledge waits for no one.